Hi, I'm Andrew Fleming. I'm a reporter of the Vancouver Courier, and I'm sitting here today with my award-winning and esteemed colleague, Neva O'Connor. What we've done this week is our latest neighborhood feature is the Hastings Sunrise area, which is a part of town which is some people refer to as the East Village. It's a new kind of developing part of town. A lot of developments are going up. But apparently one of the new places, Alba, is having what isn't selling as quickly as expected, and it's creating a new community garden. What can you tell me about it?
Well, there's a prominent empty lot on East Hastings between Kamloops and Penticton Streets, and it's about mid-block. So London Drugs owns that lot plus all the lots east of there to Penticton. So there's an empty lot, a London Drugs, and then a McDonald's on the corner. Anyway, so they intended to build a residential condo building, a 4-story building with businesses on the bottom called Alba. And they started pre-sales, and they weren't selling very well, so they decided in May to delay the project. So then they had this empty lot and wanted to do something with it until they started the development again. And so one of their business contacts referred them to a Vancouver charity called Shifting Growth, which puts temporary community gardens onto underutilized lots in Vancouver. And so they've already got 2 lots on, I believe it's Clark and 12th and Dunbar and 40th. And this is their 3rd temporary community garden. And so they got together and they've inked a deal. It's a 2-year contract with a 30-day removal clause. So the condo development will be delayed for at least 2 years. And this community garden is going to go in, and they're having a grand opening next Saturday.
Now, when you say a movement clause, so basically it is a movable garden. I mean,
right, sorry. It is a mobile garden, so they can move it very quickly if London Drugs decides to develop the property tomorrow, for instance.
Now, I find that kind of difficult to wrap my head around. I guess most of the garden beds are raised on those kind of raised wooden platforms kind of thing, and would they throw them on a truck? It seems kind of weird to imagine just moving a garden.
Well, I'm not entirely sure the technical parts of it, but I think they're on some sort of pallet, and they actually put a forklift in and move them when they need to.
Okay. It seems rather unprecedented in Vancouver. I mean, condo buildings seem to be popping up left, right, and center. They're having difficulties pre-selling this place. Does this surprise you at all, or is it?
Well, I talked to the London Drugs real estate developer, and she mentioned that it's a bad market everywhere in Vancouver, which surprised me a little bit. I thought it might just be that area of town. But it's hard to say. Maybe it's just more difficult for condo developments to sell condo developments in certain areas of town.
Well, I would imagine for the nearby residents, they get to enjoy a community garden instead of the sound of yet another condo building going up. I'm sure it's good for the short term, but I mean, I guess in the long term, your property values might go down a bit, not having people around. Well, in the meantime, I suppose it's great to have another community garden.
Well, the neighborhood itself is... It's an up-and-coming neighborhood, but the houses there are still very expensive. To get a house that doesn't need a lot of work, I suspect costs somewhere in the $800,000 range. So it's by no means a cheap neighborhood to live in, and it's very trendy these days. And I think the garden will be quite popular. They had just started advertising it, and over 2 days, they had 35 people sign up. So I think it's going to be... totally sold out, as you might say, before they start their grand opening.
Okay, well, look, Neve, thanks so much for telling us about this, and we'll look forward to reading more of this in the future. Okay, thanks. Thank you.
感谢收看今天的大温故事，我们下期再见。